Oh, are we live? All right.
Has become unstable.
Nice to have you here. Hope you're doing fine. There are a lot of crazies out here these days. Yep, you're one of them. I know. Oh, are we live? All right.
Has become unstable.
Nice to have you here. Hope you're doing fine. There are a lot of crazies out here these days.
Attention! Attention! This is your beloved leader, Og the Exalted. There will be a special giant joy rally today at Og Memorial Stadium, honoring that intrepid space explorer, Colonel Cotton. Hear the Colonel's first words since his return from the planet Earth. You are all invited to attend. Please, thank you for this unsolicited testimonial. And now, by special permission of the Commander-in-Chief, me, here is Mars' first space explorer, Colonel Cosmic.
I can't tell you how happy I am to see your smiling faces once more. First, let me say that this trip was made possible only by our dauntless chief, Og the Magnificent, introducer of Og Power, which runs most of our industry, and inventor of Og Speed, which doubles the original Og Power. A short time ago, the master was having trouble with the state limousine. He had, of course, developed the explosive charge. But it was inclined to get a little out of hand, just slightly. And, of course, there was always the problem of friction. Parts rubbing together, heating up, and causing all sorts of trouble. But our leader was undaunted. He immediately ordered our first expedition into space to bring back the secret of how other planets got their state limousines to run smoothly. The target was picked with painstaking scientific accuracy. Destination Earth. You all know with what eagerness I volunteered for the mission, and with what confidence I took off. I took careful bearings and set out for my goal. It seemed no time till I was approaching a country of Earth called, the United States of America. I set her down like a feather. naturally, I protected government property by making the saucer invisible. They're after the chickens, Ma! And though the natives showed great interest in me, I decided to make myself invisible too. Seeing moving lights in the distance, I headed for them. What phenomenal luck! I had landed close to what seemed to be an endless procession of state limousines. They moved quickly, and yet with fantastic smoothness. I just had to get a closer look at one of those Earthmobiles. Just as I thought. Not only smooth and efficient, but powerful as well. I watched them for hours. Great Ganymede, they were superb. I just couldn't help comparing them with ours. If you call that a comparison. Surely these vehicles must be the property of the highest officials. I was wrong. It seems that almost everybody in this country has one of those, they call them automobiles. They use them for transportation, for business, for pleasure. They use them for all sorts of things. I found that these vehicles gather at places called service stations, where they are fed, lubricated, that's how they beat friction, and given the finest care. The source of their nourishment was something called petroleum. A power source like that must be a highly prized state secret. I had to find out about it. Perhaps the secret lay within this government archives building. It was heavily guarded, but casting discretion to the winds, I walked boldly inside. Their code was remarkably easy to break. They merely substituted the word oil for petroleum. And I soon got hold of a veritable mine of classified information.
Oh, are we live? All right.
Has become unstable.
Nice to have you here. Hope you're doing fine. There are a lot of crazies out here these days. Yep, you're one of them. I know, you're looking at me and thinking, you're one to talk. But I mean, seriously, I'm just wearing a really effective mask. So you could just call this rehearsal. You see, this shit that's going on all around us is probably gonna get way fucking worse before it gets better. That's usually the case in these situations. Nobody really sees it coming, and even when they do see it coming, they pretend like they don't see it coming. I mean, there'll be more firestorms, more tornadoes, and more hurricanes all at once from left, right, underneath you, above you. Yeah, more gun-toting, self-proclaimed militia groups. We'll have all kinds of names. We already got things like the Boohaloos, you know. We're going to have more freedom fighters and the militia of righteous, comedic rock and roll. I don't know. Believe me, there'll be more and more conspiracies. How do you even say this shit anymore? More conspiracy theories about everything from vaccines that are gonna implant chips in your body, not potato chips or Doritos, like tiny little nano bite things, you know, that are gonna get up there in your brain. Oh, here's a good one. There are gonna be religions that call out tofu-loving vegans. They're gonna call them out saying you're actually eating Soylent Green.
You're gonna tell them Soylent Green is people!
So I propose we start getting ready for this semi-quarantine boring apocalypse to pick up the pace and release the hounds of hell and bust a move on our way of life a little deeper still. I'm serious. Pretending this shit's gonna get normal or new normal is the real crazy. So stop waiting around for it, because you ain't gonna get it. So I'm sorry. This is just the entree. The entree, I mean. The main course is gearing up for its national release. I mean, think of this pandemic and this divisive nature that's come upon us in society as just a little pop-up that tells you what the movie is about. The world is in chaos as multi-billionaires play worldwide monopoly at the expense of everything and everyone, while everyone willingly signs over their freedoms and blames each other as they trip and fall down multiple rabbit holes where facts are lies, and scientists, doctors, teachers, and basically anyone trying to save us from ourselves are declared by that secret society of perverted reptiles enemies of the state.
So buckle up, snowflakes and batshit crazies, and let's get this show on the road.
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy. Why,
Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, welcome to the Monday Night Comedy Show. This is our 589th episode. I don't know what the number is due to COVID-19, so it may or may not be in the teens. I don't know. This pandemic is going on forever. My name is Andrew Danger Brittles, and welcome to the show. We're so excited that you're here. And yes, here we are in the Nano Taco Studios in North Minneapolis. It's just off of 2nd Street, in between Lowry and that other street. It's by that Burger King. You know the place, but you can't come here because of this global pandemic. We do have 3 or 4-ish people in the studio performing live. We have friends calling in from all over the country. We got people from Los Angeles, California. We got people from West Hollywood, California, which is like LA, only it's I think they have a different zip code. I'm not sure. We'll talk to Les about that and clear it up. We got people maybe from Philadelphia. We're not sure. Hopefully they'll be able to make it. We got people live in studio from Orlando, Florida. Yeah. Yes. Where Disney lives. We got all the coasts represented. We got music, folks. Receptacle is back. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love Receptacle. We got Joe Christensen still coming back, writing new stuff week after week after week. Eventually, he has to stop because we got to make it fair for people. I think he's done the show more than me, but that's all right. Let's bring some people online. We got he's not old, okay? He's younger than me, and he looks it, but he's sitting in LA right now. It is Adam Quinnell, and I want to bring him on. Adam Quinnell. Adam!
Oh, hello.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Excellent. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
LA has not changed you a bit. You
Thank you.
Exactly the same as you left a couple years ago. We got Les Kirkendall. Barrett, Les, thank you so much for doing the show. Welcome.
Hi, Les.
Welcome. Can you hear us? Les? Can you hear us in West Hollywood?
I think he's working on it.
No. We'll come back to him. And, of course, our Joe Christensen from South Minneapolis.
Joe, you didn't go to the fucking studio?
He has been in the studio.
Okay, fair enough.
Studio is invite only.
It's terrifying.
So, and of course, we have Kruger and Kat sitting in studio. Kruger, you can't see him because Kruger. Oh, there's Kruger. There's Kruger right there, holding a very volatile Nerf gun at the ready in case I do slip, because I am trying to change 13 years of learned memory from saying, and this is just an example, ladies and gentlemen, to a more inclusive greeting. So I am calling you all Monday Night Comedy Show Rangers, or just Monday Night Rangers for short, or just Sister Christians, because no one's getting that joke, and I think it's funny. And
You're motoring!
Yes. So we got lots of stuff to plug tonight. We got things that you just wouldn't believe. I sound like 45 right there. It's tremendous. The show's tremendous. I can't do an impersonation of him. Oh, yes, I can. I'm an idiot. I fucking ruined everything I touch. I'm the president. Vote for anyone but me.
Also accurate.
Also, anyhow, gosh, guys, it's such a good show. 589 Monday Night Comedy shows. We started this in May of 2007, back in the aughts, when global pandemics were just a twinkle in everybody's eye, and we were like, oh, it couldn't happen. But lo and behold, 13 years later, maybe we started it. I don't know. I can't. We got some videos tonight, too. I'm just, I've had a very rough day today. We got some videos today, one of which is something I'm so excited for. I'm excited for both our videos. We have episode 4 of The Bitter Baker, our series that Tiffany Norton has allowed us to show at the Monday Night Comedy Show. But we have another video called Right Culture. It's episode 1. It's by Vain Mainstream. So check out at Vain Mainstream on Facebook and YouTube, and it is a musical with new episodes premiering weekly leading up until the 2020 election. And we got permission to show each episode here at the Monday, and I think you're really going to like it, especially if you have even an ounce of political blood in your vein, and if you're really, really excited for November 3rd and the shit show that's going to be. So let's get the show started, shall we? 589, here we go. Let's start with the Monday Night Comedy Show Book Club, which is where we read a page a week from a volume of forgotten lore. We are on page 14 of Full House's Stephanie. Picture Me Famous. It's a very important novel about the Middle Tanner daughter and her trials, tribulations in junior high. We're not sure if she's going to form a gang or if she's already joined one, but things are getting dicey. And don't read ahead in your book, but feel free, folks, to read behind in your home editions that you have your leather-bound Picture Me Famous edition next to your Gutenberg Bibles, next to the family tree. Here to read page 14, folks, please welcome the fantastically funny and your friend, my friend, Elizabeth S. Here to read page 14 of Picture Me Famous. Oh, I can almost reach you. Yes!
Hey.
C+. Stephanie was in shock. She knew the story wasn't her best, and she knew she hadn't spent much time on it. But a C+, there had to be some mistake. She did almost as bad as one of the flamingos. English was her best subject, wasn't it? Stephanie kept blinking at the huge red C+, hoping it would disappear or turn into something else. This was the worst grade she had ever gotten in her entire life. Now remember, class, Ms. Sims said, you have a big research paper due, and I want topics from you in 2 weeks. She looked around the room, and then her gaze rested on Stephanie. I think some of you should use this time wisely. Stephanie looked down quickly and saw that Ms. Sims had written a note in the margin right next to a little frowning face. As Stephanie read it, she frowned herself. We both know you can do a lot better than this, Stephanie. Spend more time on your work and stick to writing about what you know. I thought I knew how to write, Stephanie muttered sadly. Hadn't all her other English teachers?
Oh my God. Oh, yes, we're getting 14 of Picture Me Famous. The Stephanie Full House book. Apparently it's about photography. Oh, yeah, I'm not on screen. That helps. If I'm on screen. It helps if I'm on screen. Look at that. That's what we're reading. Stare deep into her cold dead eyes. Okay. You can never unsee that. One thing I do want to say, folks, before we begin, Bjorn Ryan Gorman is in Portland, Oregon right now. He was supposed to perform tonight, but unfortunately had to cancel due to the wildfires by his home. And we don't know if Bjorn is safe or not. We assume he is because he did message our friend Ronnie, who does some booking for the show, that he's going to have to pull out. So Bjorn, we hope that you are doing well. We hope everybody on the West Coast and suffering from those wildfires are doing okay. Please be safe, and if you are expecting a child and have a gender reveal party, go fuck yourself. I hope your baby comes out with thumbs coming out of its forehead or something, because if you do a gender reveal party, you're the basest form of humanity. And I think I'm doing really well not saying ladies and gentlemen. That was an example, not a slip. So I know I'm very conscious of it. Speaking of very conscious, folks, your first comic tonight has been writing new material each week for the Monday Night Comedy Show since before we had to quarantine. And I'm going to bring Les on. Les, can you hear us now?
Oh. I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Fantastic. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Awesome.
Wonderful. It's so good to have you here. But we were talking about Joe writing all new material each week for our COVID-19 audience. And can't thank you enough for being a part of this, Joe. You've been super funny. And
yeah.
Almost did it. Almost slipped. Here, Monday Night Rangers. Motor it won't. It'll never not be fun. I mean, it will. I'll beat it to death. But folks, put your hands together for Mr. Joe Christensen.
Hey, thanks everybody. Yeah. This feels like comedy, right? Feels like the Divine Comedy, like part 2. It's purgatory. All right. You can replace me at any time, Andy. Like, that's fine too. If anyone wants to go on this quest, I would gladly be replaced. So anyway, I don't know if you guys are doing some spring cleaning. I guess it's fall. Like, if you're doing fall cleaning, you should do it every season. But here's a little tip. Here's a little tip. If you have a mattress that's gotten really moldy, what you can do is you can drop it off at the dry cleaners. Another tip: do it at night, or else they'll yell at you. And I have no idea what they do with it, but it's not my fucking problem. I can really relate to that movie Field of Dreams because my dad also hid out in a cornfield. But that's mostly because he was... I hate when people play with house rules for board games. It's like, hey, Aunt Peggy, there's nothing in this Yahtzee rule book that says I can't scramble up the dice on the inside of my mouth. I don't see it in there. Someone told me that the human being only uses 10% of their brain, which is bullshit, because I could get that down to 5. Here's a really easy way to build one of those tiny houses. What you do is you find one of those extra large porta potties, and then you step into it and lock the door and refuse to leave. Now it's your house. They say you can pretend to be whoever you want to be on the internet, but that's just not true. Like, I was on this Selena fan forum, and I got kicked off it for pretending to be the lady who killed Selena. I'm trying to apply microdosing to other things, like yoga. Over the past week, I've bent a total of 3 inches. My friend went nude to a strip club. They kicked him out, mostly because they could tell he didn't have any money. Nude. Okay. It must suck being accidentally switched at birth. In my experience, though, it's even worse at age 34. Your parents should know better. Like last winter, I was like, ooh, the family Christmas card. There's Ma, Pa, Jim, Kathy, and who the fuck is this guy? I don't think I could watch a baby being born. No. And believe me, I've tried. Like, I go to the birthing center every day and no one will let me come in. You can tell I wasn't spanked as a child. Because nowadays, when old guys slap me on the ass, it really weirds me out. I'm against wearing used underwear, with one exception. I jump at the chance to buy jockeys from the 1970s. Because, you know, back then they still could put stirrups in them to make you run faster. Old jockey underwear. All right.
Wow.
I'm very bipartisan. I don't only support the war on drugs, I also support the war on Christmas. And I also support combining those two wars. I don't know about you, but I think it'd be really fun to fight a coked out Santa Claus. Okay, that was too convoluted. That was people, I don't know if you heard about this, but some people, they offer thoughts and prayers when a tragedy strikes, but that's never enough. Like, for example, if a kid's stuck in a well, you should throw some quarters down in there too. For the wishes. Christians have it so easy in this country compared to the rest of us. Like, whenever I offer to wash someone's feet, people assume I'm just some kind of foot guy. My dad was my true hero. Sure, Superman could change in a telephone booth, but my dad could bathe and sleep in them too. All right, that's it. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you. Folks, that's Joe Christensen. Give him a round of applause. Joe Christensen. We have such a good show. I can't talk very much in between acts. I have to tell you about your next comic, who's coming from Los Angeles, California. He has not one, but 2 albums on stand-up records. The first one is Can We Afford This Much Despair? The second one is Despair 2, Social Justice Warlord. And you can get those on standuprecords.com or anywhere comedy albums are sold. Ladies and... Oh, fuck me! Jesus! I was doing so well. Ow. Hurt my nipple.
I used to shoot from further away, but you told me.
I know. I told Kruger to.
That intro was like so good and succinct too.
Do you really think that I've grown as a person since you left for LA, Adam?
It felt like it for a second.
Well, you're such a fool. Folks, put your hands together for Adam Quinnell.
Hey, everybody. Hello. Good to see you. If you saw, I don't know if I was on screen with this happen, but if you saw my door mysteriously open behind me, it was my cat, not a short ghost. Oh, really? So I can only hear Joe? Okay. Pretty much. I live in, he said Los Angeles, and I guess I'm in LA County. I live in the Valley. I live basically right where that show Cobra Kai takes place. I get fucking karate chopped every time I leave my house. That show would have you believe that, like, everybody in the Valley is just fucking karate. Like it's not really like that. I mean, there are some people who are into karate, and I've seen them, but it's not as pervasive as that show would have you believe. The point is, I live in California where freedom exists, and I can buy marijuana at a store, and it's great. Yeah, I don't even have to have Crohn's disease like you used to have in Minnesota. But I had a friend of mine over, and we were smoking weed, and I keep all my weed and stuff in like this cute little cute little aluminum box that's under my coffee table, right? and I take everything out. We smoke, and then I was getting ready to put stuff away, and my friend, he says, "Hey, and they're hilarious. They said, "Hey, weed's legal here. You don't have to hide it." Oh, such an excellent observation. And I said, that's true. But you know what else is legal? All of the plates in my cupboard. They're all 100% legal plates. We still put them away. Like, they're still cordoned off in their own little area, regardless of their status as legal items. I don't know. Like, when you walk into our apartment, it isn't just like an unregulated sea of all of our possessions. They own a lot of towels. And they're right there. I obviously don't have a lot of money because if I did, I wouldn't be doing this fucking show. But I obviously don't have a lot of money, but I do try to contribute where I can. And also, I want to protest and be more active than I have been, but I have asthma, and that's bad at the end of the world, I guess. And so I don't have a lot of money. I can't really get out there as much as I'd like, but I do try to donate where I can. For example, I donate 5% of my paycheck to dead kids. Oh. Yeah, it's a very sad cause. There's nothing you can do for them. Speaking of the grim specter of death, I'm not afraid to die necessarily, but I do have a resuscitate 3 or 4 times order. Anybody else? You don't have to break my ribs, right? But get as close as you can to breaking my ribs. I want to live. Here's a quick little impression for you. This is my impression of an extraterrestrial trying to fit in around the water cooler on Earth. Hey, yeah, I'm just coming over here to get some of this normal human water. That's it. Whenever I notice that my bank account is overdrawn, I get fucking pissed at my bank. Like, how could you let this happen to me? You're supposed to look out for me, motherfucker. You can't shoot me a text when I'm at the Ralph's trying to buy alcohol wipes because they don't have rubbing alcohol because the fucking world is ending. I hate indoor-outdoor cat owners with a passion. It's a big fucking it's a big deal for me. I don't think that cats should either be indoor cats or they should be outdoor cats, right? Indoor-outdoor cats are bad. They're a scourge on neighborhoods. And I wish that I could cast a spell on all the indoor-outdoor cat owners. So that when their cat is hit by a car, inevitably outside, that the owner suffers the same injuries as the cat.
Wow.
Right? I mean, indoor-outdoor cat owners, they're bad. They're basically just saying, hey, I don't want to run over my cat with my car. Maybe one of my neighbors will, Also, they'll be totally traumatized. So double whammy, right? And some of that sounds insensitive to people who don't know how to care for cats. But I am a very woke person. Like, here's how woke I am, right? I was watching a video on the Hulu, and there was an advertisement on there between segments that was for Lysol wipes, right? Also difficult to get right now. Lysol wipes. And the commercial was this. There's an elderly woman with her 2 grandchildren, and they're hanging out on the couch, right? Just hanging out. And the mom, presumably the elderly woman's daughter, I don't know, maybe it's from the other side of the family. I don't know, but she says, I'm gonna step out for a little bit. I'm gonna go to the store. I'll be right back. And she goes to the store, right? She comes back in, and this is the scene that she's met with on an advertisement for Lysol wipes. It's the grandmother and the two children, and the grandmother is playing with two raw chickens and like making them dance like they're puppets for the kids.
What?
And that's a lot. That's a lot. Now, so the mother, this is her response to seeing her own mother playing with two raw chickens with the children as though they're puppets. She says, Grandma, I'm glad I bought some Lysol wipes. What the fuck? Excuse me? Listen. Lysol wipes at this point, madam, are the least of your worries. Your fucking mother, your mother is suffering from dementia, right? And your kids are very stupid at the same time because they were old enough to know that raw chicken is not a toy. And so that's what's so fucked up about that ad. They're basically making a joke about a lady's incurable dementia. Like, hey, don't worry. Oh, it's gonna tear her family apart, and she's gonna have a horrible road to a long, confusing death. But hey, at least you can wipe up that salmonella. It just feels bloodless, I guess, is what I'm saying. The advertisement, it feels like it was created by bloodless ghouls. That's all. I don't know. I saw a meme on Instagram, and let's see. I guess I'll leave you with this. I saw a meme on Instagram, and this is probably a joke that I did when I still lived there, but I wouldn't expect anybody to remember. So I wrote this morning. I saw a meme that showed the map from Super Mario World, right? One of the great maps in the history of cartography, and and the meme said, if you remember this, your childhood was awesome. And I thought, well, that's debatable. I hate to break it to you, Instagram poster, but a lot can happen in a childhood outside the bounds of a video game map. Right? Like, what if the reason I remember that map so well is because the subscription to Nintendo Power that has the Super Mario World issue that's got Mario riding Yoshi on the cover, that mind-blowing revelation that it was. What if the reason I remember that so well is because that was like the last present that my parents bought me before they died in a horrible helicopter accident. Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't know me, meme? Like a lot can happen outside of some little bullshit that we all remember pleasantly is what I'm getting at. Also, the world is literally ending. It's on fire. There's nothing we can do. Go out and vote, I guess. But yeah, and if I see that Minnesota fucking, you guys are on the cusp. Like, I'm seeing that you're light blue on the Electoral College map that I check every 25 seconds. Yeah, and you gotta fucking do something about that because I'd like to come back someday. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your lives. This was great.
Adam Cornell, folks, give it up. From just outside of LA, in the Valley, Adam Cornell, formerly of the Twin Cities, formerly of one of the Dakotas, if I'm not mistaken. But Adam, we miss you, and we would love to have you back if you're available. I would like to comment on the discotheque that's happening behind you. For some reason, it's going from like red to blue to yellow to green.
Yeah, I have these lights on all my display cases.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I just have these LED lights all on all the time because I want there to be a creepy glow coming from under the office door at all times.
Did I see a creepy action figure on that shelf?
Probably. You probably saw fucking 500 action figures on those shelves. I'm a monster and I hate myself.
No, you're a man after my own heart. Good for you. Never change. And
thank you, Andy. I really appreciate this.
We love having you. Thank you so much. One more time for Adam Quinnell, everybody. Yes. We are not done by a damn sight, folks, because coming up next, I spoke about it a little bit before. We got a video. It's called Right Culture, Episode 1. It's going to be a weekly series running up until the election, and it is a musical. So I hope you like songs. Thankfully, the gentleman who is in the music video is a fantastic singer, and you might recognize him from a band called The Drug Budget. But I want you to follow Vain Mainstream. It's VAIN Mainstream. And I'm going to put that up on the screen here. Here we go. So it's Born with Advantages. This is episode 1. Follow us for episode 2 next week, and so on, up until the election on November 3rd, which, as Adam pointed out, is pretty fucking important. So please vote with your heart. Don't let us influence you, but seriously, vote Trump out of office for the love of God. Folks, I stopped myself so you can't hurt me. Folks, I hope you enjoy this video as much as I did. This is episode 1 of Right Culture, Born with Advantages. Check it out.
Put down your disease, you knew how to breathe with no one to teach you. You're so into me, you're so into me, you know how I treat you. There's nothing left of me outside the machine, but I'm a criminal. But I'm an imperialist, I'm nothing to see, it's cause I'm born with advantages now. What's harmful to me, I'm armed to the teeth, I know I can take you. There's blood in my guts and nuts on my trucks and guns in a safe school. There's nothing left of me that's harder to see than invisible. And I'm trying to keep colorblind so I won't have to see other sides. Yeah, cause I'm an American, I'm an American. I'm an American, I'm an American. I'm an American, and I'm born with advantages. Nah. But you can't guilt a man, convince what he has, he built with his hands. And you ain't never gonna take it away. Cause I believe that it's probably pandemic God that's keeping my property safe from the mob, yeah. The little devil's only one in bed. But now more than enough, there's only so much to need. Well, I'm so close to winning, almost all the time. Oh, just like feeling totally free. You know us white people are all the police. I'm the persecuted side now, cause I'm an American, baby. I'm an American, baby. I'm an American, and I'm proud to be loud and arrogant, cause I'm born with advantages, nah. Put down what you read, the people believe you, feed you the fake news. The science is clear, the bias is there, they're trying to make true. There's nothing left of me, and I'll happily make room for you. If you think and look and act like I'm American, I'm an American, baby. I'm an American, baby. I'm an American, just depending what I'm inherited. Cause I'm born with it better, just not. Don't think that I'll be president enough to know how Don't think that I'll be president enough to know how Don't think that I'll be president enough to know how. Cause I'm born with it better, just not.
We were just talking about it because we've been watching it on loop all afternoon here. But we hope that, yes, we do hope. We hope that the people that video is satirizing actually end up loving that video, not getting the fact that they're being made fun of. So just a reminder, register to vote and then do so on or before November 3rd. Please, please, please vote. Please, please, please. Thank you. All right. Speaking of thank you, you're welcome for your next comic. You might remember her from reading page 14 of a little book about little Stephanie Tanner. Put your hands together for Elizabeth S., ladies and folks, people, my friends. Elizabeth S., live in studio at Nano Taco Studio.
Yeah.
Hey, Elizabeth S. here. If you're watching and I told you to watch, thank you for doing what I told you to do. I appreciate it. And if you're at home, either way, whatever. If you're just doing, all right.
Sorry.
Everybody at home, also, you need to cheer. Just because we can't hear you doesn't mean you don't have a responsibility, okay? Do it. Cheer for yourself. You got through Monday. Monday is like the hardest day, easiest day. It's a day ending with a Y, so it's very difficult. I'm so happy to be here. I haven't been on the Monday night comedy stage since mid-March, I want to say. And it's been a whirlwind, guys. Things have changed. Things are different now. And but the last time I was on the stage, I brought Clorox wipes with me, and I felt kind of silly because it got wet everywhere. It was a good idea, and also kind of a bad idea because I did need those wipes because they are sold out everywhere. And I let the last person have like the last three, which is like $300 worth of wipes, and I really should have been more prudent about that. But I digress. I'm charitable is what I'm saying. So things have changed, as I've mentioned, in a lot of ways. Let me think of. So, for instance, like right now is probably the worst time to have a problem. So, if you're considering having a problem right now, I think you should think about that again. Just rewind and think, do I need to have a problem right now? Can it wait? Maybe now is not the time for a problem. I made the choice to have a problem. I had some chest pains a little while ago. And, looking back on it, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have chosen to have the chest pains because right now it's really not a great time to maybe be dying. Very selfish of me to do that. It was a real headache, and I'm really going to think about it harder next time. But I digress. I decided to not go to the emergency room. I was told by people virtually to go to the hospital, but they were only virtual, so they couldn't force me. And I didn't feel like going. I just didn't have anything to wear. And so I go online and I find a world-class cardiologist who's willing to give me his opinion for $1. So I'm like, wow, that's a pretty good deal. I could be dying and this guy's only $1. So this feels like a good play. This you can't beat $1. You can't beat $1. I tried between, the aching and the pangs and all that. I did look and I said, hey, can you beat $1? Can you do 99 cents? I went to all these other world-class cardiologists and they did not wish to compete on that level. They were not into that Price is Right kind of thing, even though I was willing to hand it to them. I was willing to say, you're wrong with with $1.01, but I will let you. I will let you keep me from dying. But anyway, I go the guy for the dollar, and I tell him my medical history because he's a real professional. And I did happen to mention, yes, I do have a history of depression and anxiety, which was probably a mistake. It normally is to tell people about your mental health problem. Never tell anybody. And this guy decided that I was just having a panic attack and that I should take a nap. And then my invoice was attached. So I don't know if I can pay the invoice with telling him to take a nap. Is that how we do that? Is that the transaction we're accomplishing here? But maybe he was talking about like a different nap, like a dirt nap. Like, because that is accessible to me. I do have dirt. He did know that. That was part of my medical history I gave him. My medical history includes owning dirt. Yeah, so I didn't die. And I didn't take a nap either because that fucker is not telling me what to do. Not virtually, anyway. Let me think what else is going on with me. I've been trying to not breathe incorrectly. I've noticed there are ways to breathe incorrectly now. If you sigh a little too hard, people start to wonder, are you sick? You got it? If you like chuckle too hard and at the end it's a little like people worry. People are upset. They're upset with you for doing that near them. You gotta really be careful with how you're breathing. You have to, like, for instance, abbreviate your belches, shorten them, keep them short. Nobody needs to hear all of that. Just say your piece with the belch and be done. Also, I was going to do a trigger warning, but I totally forgot, and I'm very sorry. But it's Suicide Prevention Month, which is like, do you guys not know? It's not a good time to have a problem. I don't know. But I think a month is too short. I think we should always be trying to prevent suicide. Never not be preventing suicide, okay? It's just a year-round, what's it called? Evergreen thing to be doing. And I urge it. And I'm sorry there was no content warning, but telling you not to kill yourself is what I'm here for. If that's my only purpose, then I'm okay with that. So let me think what else is going on with me. I'm still doing yoga, which is like, wow. Really? World's ending. Really? Still yoga. Okay. So here's the thing. My birthday happens to be November 3rd this year and every year. And I am very nervous about it. I don't want to have a party because the last time I had a party for the election, it was not good. It was ungood. And I don't know what else to do about my birthday other than like pretend it didn't happen and that I've had like 7 fewer of them than I have really had. But I hope to celebrate it next year, or maybe November 4th will be a day of celebration and a revolution. I think we can do whatever we want on November 4th if we don't like what happened. If we don't like the way this authoritarian thing is going, then we should maybe weigh our options. Like, is this the time to have a problem? I think it is a time to have a problem. It's a good problem to have if you're like doing a heckin' revolution or whatever, or protest or whatever. Wow, I should have prepared. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the other side. Bye.
Folks, that is Elizabeth S. Live in studio at NanoTacoStudios.com in North Minneapolis. I just fucked this up. We're good. We're good. Just want to thank everybody who is watching tonight. We do think that it is because Ben Brainerd has such a huge following on the internet. But everybody who's here to see Ben, he is performing a little bit later. So stick around. You're going to enjoy what you see, and we're gonna have a good time. We are currently sanitizing the microphone because that is how we roll here at Nano Taco Studios. and making it safe for everybody. If you're not performing, if you're walking around, you are wearing a mask and practicing social distancing, not touching anybody's face or your own. So this is our little solution to the global pandemic. We used to be in a dank basement in Northeast Minneapolis, where there was very little ventilation and only one exit. And we decided that it's just not safe yet. So we moved to Nano Taco Studios, and it's a lovely place. We want to thank Nano Taco Studios for hosting us each week for the last month and a half, and we're having a great time. And I think that the shows have gotten better and better. We can show video now with ease, and if you do have comedic videos to show, please submit them. mncs@twincities@gmail.com is our email, or you can just hit us up on Facebook and talk to us that way. What is next? I will tell you what's next.
I think it's one of our out-of-town friends.
It's one of our out-of-town friends, absolutely. Basically, when you say Fringe Festival, our next performer's name should pop up into your head. It should be an automatic, I'm attending all of his shows. Whenever he comes into town, he travels all across the country. And if you like podcasts, he hosts a Lifetime of Hallmark podcasts where he talks about movies on the Lifetime and Hallmark channel, and then they try to make sense out of them, which to me sounds like a fool's errand, but it does sound like a good time. So, folks, I want you to welcome from West Hollywood, California, Les Kirkendall Barrett!
Hey.
Woo! Can you guys hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, you froze. You froze.
Okay. Yeah. You know, stand up, please. Am I frozen?
A little bit.
Am I better?
Sounds like you're in a kung fu film.
Am I still frozen?
No, you're not frozen, but there's a weird lag.
Geez. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Technology. Let's see. Let's see if this is better. All right. Let's see.
I love the Steelers fan.
How is this?
That's better. Very good.
Better?
Better, yes.
Awesome. Awesome. You know, the wonders of technology and COVID entertainment. Anywho, so let's just get to the bottom of this. Racism is stupid, right? Don't you think? Right? Okay, so the other day I was walking down the street and there just happened to be a woman who just happened to be a different color than I was walking next to me, and she looked at me and she clutched her purse. And I was insulted because, first of all, I think that violence is wrong. Second of all, I think that stealing is wrong. And the purse didn't match my outfit, so I had no use for it. None. That shit was faux Prada. It was not touching this cocoa brown skin. No way. And you should have seen what the Karen was wearing. You should have seen what she was wearing. She had on a white hat, white blouse. She was really red in the face. She reminded me of a Tampa. She did. But I'm going to be honest with you, though. The thing that insulted me wasn't the fact that she thought that I was going to steal her money. It was the fact that she thought that I was going to steal an ugly purse. Come on, I got taste. You know? But seriously, racism is so dumb. You know why racism is dumb? Because you never know you never know. You might be the race that you hate. I did one of those Ancestry.com tests. You guys heard of Ancestry.com?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, and you guys have heard stories, right? You know, those horror stories of, you know, the person who thought they were Spanish who's actually French, you know, the person who thought that they were Greek, but they're actually Italian, the person who found out that their husband is actually their brother. This shit happens. So I did the Ancestry.com test And so they do it in, they give you your results back in order of the amount of DNA that you have. True story. My DNA comes from Nigeria, Togo, and Sweden.
Ooh.
Seriously. Because, you know, you can look at me and tell that I'm Swedish, right? You know, that's why I like Abbott so much. But my fourth country was French. I found out that I'm French, which made a lot of sense to me. It made a whole lot of sense to me. You know, it explained my sense of entitlement. It explained my superior attitude. You know, my love for stinky cheese. It was all there. It's all genetic, folks.
Mhm.
But you know, but seriously, you know, racism is dumb. I've dealt with racism my entire life. You know, as you can imagine. My dad was in the Department of Defense, and so my family moved around a lot, right? And so I went to high school in Madrid, Spain. I was the only black kid in my high school. It was never a problem until it was time to play Star Trek. I was always stuck being Uhura. You know, I'm dating myself right now. This was before Next Generation. It was Uhura, and that bitch was on it. I'm telling you. But yeah, I mean, racism. It boggles my mind though. Part of the reason why I think people are racist though is because they're just jealous that I have a better tan than they do. Okay, so this other shit. So I live in LA. I'm gonna out myself, right? So I live in Los Angeles. So you know, we believe in, you know, let's call them lunchtime procedures. So one lunchtime, I'm getting Botox, right? So I'm getting Botox. The woman who's giving me Botox is this white woman, and she looks at me and she says, "Can I touch your hair?" And which, you know, that's a microaggression. You should never ask a black person if you could touch their hair. So I decided, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. I'm going to stand my ground. And I looked at her square in the eye and I said, no, you know what? You cannot touch my hair. And I was very proud of our interaction. You know, like I said, the woman was giving me Botox, so I couldn't blink my eyes for 3 days. But I stood my ground. Someone else was talking about chat. Someone else was talking about chat rooms, right? So I was in this true story. I was in this Oprah chat room the other day, and Oprah, you know, the Oprah channel Oprah was doing this programming about Black Lives Matter, and so she moved some of her programming around. So there were all these white people on the Oprah chat room bitching about the fact that why does Oprah have to talk about race? Why does Oprah, you know, why does Oprah get off on switching my channel so she can talk about race? It's not, and I'm like, okay, you guys realize that Oprah's black, right? You know, and Beyonce. Did you guys hear that rumor that Beyonce is supposedly an Italian woman named Marianne? True story. It's true. It's true. So a lot of people ask, Les, when did you first realize that you were gay? I think my father realized that I was gay a lot earlier than I did. I remember being about 7 years old, telling my dad that I wanted to be a ballet dancer. That was the first time I ever saw a black man turn white, other than Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. You know, racism and homophobia on the workplace. Yes, I've had those racist and homophobic bosses too. I had this one boss named Barbara. And Barbara used to always ask me these, like, she used to do all these microaggressions and ask me, you know, these homophobic questions. So one day I go into work and Barbara asks me, Les, you're gay, right? In your relationship, who's the man and who's the woman? And so I look at her and I say, I don't know, Barbara. Why don't you ask your husband? And that's why I don't work for Barbara anymore. Now, before I go, one more thing. I'm married. I've been married for about 3 years. And, you know, after fighting for our rights, gays and lesbians are finally allowed to get married legally. Finally. But even before we were allowed to get married, I always wondered why everybody had such the big issue with gay marriage. Because think about it for a second. If it wasn't for gay people, there would be no marriage. Because if it wasn't for gay people, there would be no dresses. Seriously, think about this for a second. The gay men do the hair, right? The gay men fix the women's makeup, right? The lesbians do the security. I think that as gay people, we shouldn't only be allowed to get married, we should get the fucking employee discount. And that's my time. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Oh, that was Les Kirkendall Barrett! Thank you so much, Les, from West Hollywood, California. Be sure to just check out leskirkendall.com if you want to learn more about him. And remember, if you like podcasts, a lifetime of Hallmark podcasts where they talk about movies on the Lifetime and Hallmark channel and try to make sense of them. That sounds like a fucking riot. I just followed them on Facebook. You can too, so check it out. And whenever Fringe festivals open nationwide, be sure to go to whatever Fringe festival is close to you, wherever you may be watching, and check out Les's shows because they're fantastic. Let's see. Are you guys having a good time? Everybody on the internet, all at once.
Yeah.
We got our 5 people in the studio having a good time.
Hey.
I want to thank everybody who's commenting. Oh, so many comments. Lots of people. We got Sherry Ellen Baker. We got Sarah. We got Kat. So she's in the studio. Somebody named Mercy Victor sounds like a troll. Let's see. Sherry Ellen's having a great time. Nobody really took me up on my 8 sex location when Les was talking about chat rooms. It's really funny. Anyway, whatever. No one gets it. No one gets it. Anyway, thank you to everybody. Keep commenting. Comment away, and be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. I know a bunch of people are watching on YouTube. A bunch of people are watching on Facebook Live. So thank you so much for joining us. You can always tip the comics if you have the means. It's never a necessity, but it's always appreciated. We make sure that all of the comics get Venmo'd right back as soon as I get my shit together. And somebody brought up a very good point. Subtitles. Subtitles are automatically generated by Facebook, and a lot of times they are completely ridiculous. So if you're turning the Monday Night Comedy Show into a drinking game, great, keep them on. Or you can check out settings, and you can turn those off. The settings thing looks like a little gear at the bottom of your screen, and you can turn off the auto captions and live your life and move on.
You can also send us screenshots of really bad.
Yes, that's a great idea. If you do come across really good screenshots of redonkulous subtitles, please send them to us. We'll post them on our page because we need more content. Speaking of content, your next comic is one of my favorite comics in the Twin Cities, and we have him live in Nano Taco Studios in North Minneapolis. I want you, everybody, to freak the F out for your next comic, Toby Shamu, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, fuck. Ah. Got me. They got me. Yeah.
But I'm really glad I did it in a cool place. That's where the jokes start. So I don't know how to say this typically, so I just say it. I think black people should be able to protest stupid things too. It's not the final step in equality, but it's like step 47. You know what I mean? The final step is like black serial killers, just for like for scale. And earlier this year we saw people protesting, open up the state and haircuts and things like that. I want my protest to be, I think black people deserve free lotion during the pandemic. You know what? We have to wash our hands a lot. We have to use a lot of hand sanitizer. I think we deserve free lotion. So I'm going to be at the governor's mansion. I'm going to get a couple of my black friends. They're going to bring some guns. I'm going to make it real official. I'm going to have a giant ass sign that says free cocoa butter.
Hey.
It's confusing everybody. It's gonna be sick. Except for like, you know, the woke ones. The woke people are gonna be like, no, when they say free somebody, like that, it means a person. Cocoa Butter's a person. And little do you know, Cocoa Butter is a person. He's in fact the one black person in Lincoln, Nebraska, and he's a pimp. Randomly, I just remembered like my high school gym teacher used to call me pimp, like in passing, like, "Hey pimp, how's it going?" And like, I don't know, just trying to be cool. And like, it never made sense to me because like, I don't think I give off pimp vibes, do I? Like, not a, I don't know. This isn't even a pimp's voice. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in a 2-parent household. Like, this is not where pimps come from. And like, I couldn't even like, I don't know, be aggressive like that or call women hoes. Like, I'm college educated. There would be business discussions with my associates. Okay. There wouldn't be any like, Shirley, get your whole ass on the street. It'd be, you know, Karen, I think your hygiene has been affecting your sales. Here's a spa coupon. Take the day off. It'd be stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know if you could tell, but like I'm a pastor's child. My dad's we own a church. It's out in St. Paul. This is not an advertisement. Please don't come. I just wanted you to know for reference. It's kind of cool though, because our church is across the street from a Planned Parenthood, and perfect location. We see people protesting like all the time, and like, but they're just gormless signs and shit like that. And I decided to ask my mom, like, you know, Mom, like, we're Christians. How come we don't ever get out there and protest? Kind of like, you know, fucking with her. And she got real with me for the first time in a while. She's the little old Nigerian lady. And she looks at me and she's like, Toby, we mind our own business. And I was like, hell yeah, Mom. I like that. You know, her body, her choice. You're my nigga. I love you. I am not your nigga. Shit. We have fun though. We have fun. It's cool. The hard part about going to church right now is that like it was virtual for a while and that shit sucked. And I mean, like, my dad is just not a great pastor, unfortunately. I mean, like, as a comic, I have to watch him bomb for an hour every Sunday. And it's, I mean, you know, it's just not cool. And yes, that joke is worth going to hell for. So I'm keeping it. But don't feel bad for him. Don't, just because like the other Sunday he prayed for Donald Trump to win the election, and like, you know, no pastor should pick any sides like that. You should be, you know, you should be a pastor. And I decided to ask my mom, like, hey Mom, you know, like, why'd you let him say this? Why didn't you talk to him beforehand? And she looks at me, she's like, that nigga is tripping. I don't know. And I was like, like, hell yeah, Bob, you're catching on. It's good shit. One of my most favorite things about, you know, everything that's been going on, that's how white people refer to social justice movements, is everything that's going on. It's great. But my favorite part is the fact that Stone Cold Steve Austin is an ally. Yes, he really is. And saw him cursing out people on his Instagram, and it's great. I really wish he would run for president. I think he's a perfect guy to do it. Just because he's perfect to run against Trump, you know what I mean? He's an authoritative figure. You know what I mean? He's a wrestler. He's strong. So Trump couldn't like say he's going to beat his ass or he's weak or anything. And they have similar mottos, you know, like make America great again. And because Stone Cold said so. They're direct. They're to the point. And it's maybe not for like you guys watching, but this is for those people that like, you know, believe in wrestling but don't believe in racism. That's a slice of the pie that we're trying to get to here. So, you know, so the commercials will be great. You know, they'd be really short and to the point. You know, it's like, we should release those children at the border because Stone Cold said so. Yeah, you know, should we legalize marijuana? Yes, because Stone Cold said so. And why shouldn't you people fuck your cousins? Because it's the right thing to do. All right, guys, that's going to be my time. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm out of here. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No one got me in the jugular. Good Lord. One more time. Toby Jones. Yes. Yes. Toby's a long-standing favorite at the Monday Night Comedy Show. If you would like to perform at the Monday Night Comedy Show, all you have to do is shoot us a message via email, mncs@gmail.com, or just send us a message on our Facebook page, and you can talk to our booking agents, May and Ronnie, and we will get you on the next available show, as long as you're funny and not an asshole. There's a couple of stipulations. You can't be a dick, and you got to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Our Dragon Society, but it's just my humble opinion. I'm just kidding. I can say that because I'm ugly too. I used to have a speech prepared for everybody who thought I wasn't ugly. But you're foolish, all of you. Once again, thank you so much to everybody who's showing up online and watching the show. This is our highest viewed Monday Night Comedy Show live to date online, of course. And we just want to thank everybody for watching and for commenting. Remember to comment all throughout the show. And while we know that your next comic brought most of you here tonight because of his average following on the internet, be sure to stick around. Remember, we do have a fantastic band called Receptacle performing to close the show. And right after your next comic, we have a short video called The Bitter Baker, and it's episode 4 of The Bitter Baker. And it's a fantastic comedy series that you're going to love. And if you eat food and are kind of snarky, that's the video that you want to watch. So everybody who's watching tonight, thank you once again. Put your hands together. Finally, you've been so patient all throughout the internet. Your hands, now they're clapping at home, and nobody can hear you, not even us. But everybody in the audience, your hands to the clapping time. From Orlando, Florida.
Hello. Hi. Hello. Hello. How is? Yeah, we're just. No, I'm gonna hold this like this now. Oh, okay. No, we're really on top of things in the studio. You guys, yeah. For those of you that did hear that, I don't want to frighten anyone that's in the studio right now, but I am from Florida. I'm not contagious. Whatever it is that we have down there, I don't know, man. I promise I'm not gonna give it. People have asked me recently what it's like to live in Florida during a global pandemic. It's about the same as always. Not much has changed. Pretty much from the time I moved to Florida, it's been dangerous to go outside at any point. I've never wanted anyone within 6 feet of me. That's just kind of how it is in Florida. I think for imagery, what I would say to describe it is living in Florida during a global pandemic is kind of like living in a house where one of the rooms is on fire, but you don't know which room and you don't know how bad the fire is. You'll turn on the TV and one station will say, there is no fire. And then the other station will say, there is no house. And you're like, I think you're both lying to me. And being a Floridian in Florida during a global pandemic is kind of like living in a house where one of the rooms is on fire and you don't know which room or how bad the fire is, but you smell smoke and you go, no, I've got time. That's kind of where we're at. It's weird living in Florida constantly, I think. I'm a little upset at it now. Not for regular reasons, though. I have other obscure reasons. Like, I've been doing a lot of research on other states and how they're handling the pandemic and stuff. And there have been a couple that are really cool. Like, Ohio does this thing, or they did this thing for a while where every day their governor would get on TV or a live stream and tell the citizens of Ohio about what's going on. And his name is Mike DeWine. So every day at 2 p.m. he would have Wine with DeWine. Which he would encourage all of Ohio to just get drunk at 2 p.m. and just tell them about how bad things are. And he's not the only one that did it. Kentucky did it as well. Their governor is Andy Beshear, and he would have beers with Beshear, where he would encourage all of Kentucky to just get drunk at 5 p.m. like they were ready, and then he would tell them how bad things are going. And it makes me mad because I live in Florida with a governor named Ron DeSantis. And we missed out on a golden opportunity for Pantless with DeSantis. Do you know how mad I am? That's why I'm not voting for him again. Forget all of the real reasons to not vote for that man, but Pantless with DeSantis was the last straw. Every day at 4 p.m., imagine the governor of Florida getting on live TV, no pants. Nobody would even question it. People be like, Florida's doing a thing again. Florida's doing that. He would be the most respected person in Florida if he got on national TV with no pants. I'm sure of that. We're going to go back and do it again. Run it back. Start the pandemic over. We're doing this. No, we're not. We're not. I don't want to say it's fun living in Florida, but it's not boring. And that says something. I don't know. It's an experience. When I didn't know Minneapolis or Minnesota nice was like a real thing until I actually got to Minnesota. My mom's newest husband is Minnesotan, so I kind of hear about that a lot. And I say newest husband, it's her second husband. Like, it's not like a lot, but I know saying newest husband implies multiple. It is technically her newest husband, though, but she's not like Thanos. She's not out here collecting rings. She doesn't have like 6 husbands to go through. But the newest one is from Minnesota, so I hear about this Minnesota nice thing, and I didn't know it was real until I landed in Minnesota. And in the airport at the baggage claim section, I heard someone say, "Is that your bag? Can I grab that for you?" And that was real weird to me, coming from the South, because if you touch my stuff, I'm shooting you. Like, that's where we're at. And the only question there would be like, how'd you get a gun in the airport? And we all would just say it's emotional support handgun. They can't. They have to let us on the plane with it. I want to do some impressions. I don't get to do impressions very much anymore, so we'll do a couple impressions. This is my impression of a lead singer in a band who's just now discovering that he's losing his hearing. Okay. Are you guys ready to have a good time tonight? I can't hear you. Okay, next one. This is my impression of 2-year-old Gwen Stefani. Those of you that don't know, Gwen Stefani, of course, is the queen that invented this song, Holla Back Girl. So this is a 2-year-old Gwen Stefani who just got potty trained. Come here. That's my shit. Is that the dumbest joke I've ever read? Okay, so this next impression, half of you are not gonna like it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This is my impression of a terrorist who's really proud of himself. I'm the bomb. See? Only half. That was good. That's exactly what I was shooting for. Some people on the other side of the camera just groaned. That's fine. You're right. You're not wrong. Man, when this pandemic started, I wanted to learn stuff. Like, that was my goal. Like, a lot of people were like, I'm gonna work out and eat right. I was just like, I want to learn something. That's it. That was my whole goal. And I did. I learned that if you go to a Taco Bell that's currently hiring, the bottom of the receipt will say, now hiring, dreams do come true. And like in bold letters, like they believe it, you know? I learned that Shaggy and Scooby-Doo were hired as Taco Bell like promoters. Like that's all I learned. It was so bold that I thought I was wrong. You know, like I had been dreaming wrong. Like I have this dream that one day I'll become rich and famous. I'll be able to use my wealth and influence to end homelessness in America. But thank God Taco Bell's out here like, whoa, reel it in. You know, how about we feed the homeless? How about we start with a chalupa? How about that? And I don't, like, if you're watching this at home and you've ever worked at Taco Bell, I don't want to stand here and make fun of you, but that's not a dream that people have. It's not. And you know how I know? It's not. I've never walked into a Taco Bell and seen a Make-A-Wish kid behind the register. And I know from experience, I lost some of you on that joke, and you're not wrong, but neither am I, okay? Have you seen it? No. I've never walked into it. Nobody's ever walked into a hospital room and be like, hey, Timmy, the foundation said they'll grant your wish. What do you want to do? Meet LeBron? Go to Disney? And Timmy's like, nah, I want to make a taquito. It doesn't happen. The best part, I'd say, about this whole pandemic is that I lost my job instead of having to quit. I think that's just one awkward conversation that I don't have to have anymore, which is pretty sweet. Because now it's like, things didn't work out instead of, wow, he trashed the place and left. I don't know what I used to work at a call center. Yeah, groans. That's correct. I don't know if you guys have heard of us. Usually caller ID will show up like scam likely. That was us. That was potential spam. That was our sister company. We were doing the Lord's work. I would pretty much just try to sell you extended warranties for your vehicle that were about to expire. That was me. Or every Tuesday I would call to let you know you're being investigated by the IRS. That was my whole job. I should have prefaced that by saying that's a joke. Please don't hate me. That's not really what I did. It's not a job people in America have, but I did work at a call center. It was a very normal call center, though. We just tried to call you and offer free products for the products you already purchased. And whenever people didn't answer, which was most of the time, you did not want to answer that call just as bad as I did not want to be on it. I would have to write NA next to your name, which stands for no answer. And it makes sense, but I always hated it. Because at a glance, it would just make the paper look like it was mocking you all day. All you'd see is Justin Smith. Nah. And then 50 more of that. The only thing I could do to break up the monotony is after every 16 nahs, I would write Batman. And I don't know if you're watching this next to somebody that's not chuckling right now, but go ahead and take this time and sing it to them if they don't get it. And if they still don't get it, leave them. They're too young for you. You don't need that in your life. I don't know how much time I've been contracted for. I haven't been contracted. Look, how am I on time? I really don't know. Great. I took a pre-show shit and then you guys were like, we need you. And I was like, okay. And now I'm here. So I have no idea what's going on. Minnesota's fun. It's been cool. It's been cold. It's not even that cold for Minnesota right now. It's been like decent for you people. I don't know. It's like what, 60 out right now? I've been spending all day, every day for the past 5 days looking at my friends going, are you not cold right now? I'm freezing. Florida has not prepared me to leave anywhere. Hasn't. I guess I'll just do story time really quick and then I'll go. I love pranks. I don't know if everyone likes pranks. I just don't like those pranks that hurt people. I'm not a fan of injuring people. I just like to mildly inconvenience you. Like I'll bring stickers out in public that say push and pull and I'll put them on the wrong doors and just watch, you know, like that's, and it feels good to me because the only people getting it wrong are the ones that have read and followed directions, you know. It's a wonderful time. Or if I pull up next to you at a red light, I'll try to get you to roll your window down. And as soon as you start rolling yours down, I'll roll mine back up. Like, no, sorry, I don't talk to strangers, you know? The best prank I ever pulled, I got 87 people in trouble all at one time. And I'm way too proud of it. There's two pieces of context you know for this story. One, I'm currently serving in the U.S. Army Reserve. And two, I'm pretty good at voices. And by that, I mean I can do things like, oh boy, if you don't buy Disney Plus right now, I'll fucking kill you. So, pretty good at voices. That is a dangerous thing to do when you live in Orlando, Florida, by the way. Make fun of Mickey, sacrilegious. It's not safe. But I do voices. I'm in the Army Reserve. A few years ago, the Army sent me and like 8 other people from my unit out to the Mojave Desert to support a bigger unit in their mission. And when we get there, we're greeted by their first sergeant, who's a very nice guy, but he had a very distinct voice. And I just remember thinking, yeah, I can do that one. And I was right. So I practiced it for like 4 days. Day 5, he woke us up in the morning the same way he woke us up every day. He would wake up early, get dressed, ready for the day. And right before he would leave, he would turn around to this open bay and just start yelling, "Wake up. Everybody wake up. It's time to get up." Day 5, he left. Door closed behind him. I stood up and yelled, "Go back to sleep. Everybody go back to sleep. 1 more hour." And then they did. Someone turned the lights back off. It was me. And they all went back to sleep, except for me and the 8 people I came with, who stood around looking at each other as if to say, there's no fucking way that just worked. And someone goes, "Should we wake them up?" And I said, "Don't you dare. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me." And so the 9 of us got dressed in the pitch black at 5 in the morning. We get ready for the day. We walk outside. An hour goes by. The first sergeant returns, opens the door, and sees his entire unit still asleep an hour after he told them all to wake up. And then the 9 of us stood back and watched as 87 grown men in just their underwear were forced to do lunges across the Mojave Desert. And that is the best prank I have ever pulled. That is it. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. You guys got a cool spot here. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Folks, it's Ben Brainer from Orlando, Florida. Ben. Thank you so much for being here, Ben. So Ben has a huge following on Facebook, and you should also check out his website, benbrainer.com. Make sure you bookmark that and watch all of his videos. They're very funny. And hopefully when Ben returns to Orlando, to the safety of his home, he will consider joining us again online in this COVID-19 world that we live in, and do some online jokes with us. So many comments from everybody. Oh my God, from Gabby, from Brittany, Amy, everybody, Elsa, excuse me, Maggie, everybody's watching this show. Thank you so much. At the most, we had almost 200 people watching this show right now, which is definitely a record during the COVID-19 show that we have. So thank you so much for watching. Again, you can tip the comics, and we will make sure that Ben gets a little bit of it. A couple bucks, so he can buy a pack of gum. But we will spread it evenly amongst everybody, and we want to thank everybody who's watching, who's here to support Ben. So be sure to stick around, because right now we have a video to show you. It's called The Bitter Baker, and you can follow The Bitter Baker on Facebook or on YouTube. You can subscribe to The Bitter Baker channel. It's starring Tiffany Norton, and it's a fantastic series where, just watch. This is episode 4, and episode 4 is titled "My Landlord Looks Like a Leprechaun Pot of Gold Cookie Cups," is what she's teaching us how to bake. And folks, this is The Bitter Baker, episode 4. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome back to The Bitter Baker. I'm going to be late on my rent this month. Turns out the IRS will not let you deduct Sauvignon Blanc as a medical expense, so I'm making pot of gold cookie cups for my leprechaun-looking landlord. First, we're going to mix our dry ingredients. Combine flour, cocoa, baking soda, and salt. If done properly, this should look haggard and dusty, much like the soul patch of my unfortunate-looking landlord. He looks like a guy who'd be more comfortable living in a Lucky Charms box than in the basement apartment underneath our parking garage. Mix together your shortening, butter, sugar, eggs, and vanilla. And I'm going to cream this butter at a slightly faster pace than old Patrick does in his pants while he lurks in the shadows of my laundry room while I'm washing my negligees. Add the dry ingredients until combined. Take 1 teaspoon of your cookie dough and scoop it into the dough pan. Bake the cookie cups at 400 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. And then you press in a Rolo candy into each cup. And then add a small batch of gold icing. The recipe calls for gold fairy dust, but if you're like me, I added a little angel dust in the hopes that my landlord will forget completely about the rent and focus on what's really important, the fact that the walls in his apartment are melting and turning into licorice anacondas. And anchor it with a rainbow gummy flag. And now they're done. If this doesn't work, I'll be forced to do what I always do, and that's roll up my sleeves, draw a hot bath, and uncover the peephole I found above my shower head.
Woo! That was The Bitter Baker, episode 4. Once again, it was called My Landlord Looks Like a Leprechaun Pot of Gold Cookie Cups. So if you are a baker, make your own and enjoy. You can subscribe to The Bitter Baker's YouTube channel, or you can also like her on Facebook and watch all the episodes. We have permission to show all the episodes in order. That was episode 4. Episode 5 is coming up next week. So please join us. If you did like the show, be sure to comment. Tell everybody you've ever met, including people you hate, and just be kind to yourself. Speaking kind to yourself, sometimes I get kind of full of myself with power here at the Monday Night Comedy Show, being the host and producer. So I get to choose who comes back more often than not. But before that, I do want to say that we had to bump a video from a friend of ours. It was Dan Bublitz. Dan, we're showing your video next week. I promise. I swear to God. I'm sorry we had a full weird show tonight, but Dan Bublitz is gonna have a video on next week. But we had this next group who's closing out the 589th Monday Night Comedy Show on a couple weeks ago, and I liked him so much. We're having him back because I'm mad with power, and I know you're gonna like them too. And they do require some suggestions for a song, so be sure to write in the suggestions, all your suggestions in the comments section, ladies and folks. Kirger's not here right now.
You are almost making a mistake.
Almost made a mistake. Almost, folks. Monday Night Rangers, Sister Christians, I want you to put your hands together for Receptacle!
Yeah.
Hello, we are Receptacle. You are getting into us.
Obviously.
We are start show tonight in way that is show you, audience, that Receptacle is not so different just because we are best band in whole world.
Obviously.
We are understand how feelings is.
Obviously.
So we are start with song called Pain Receptors.
Yes.
So it gives to me rhythm, other one. This is enough. We all have pain receptors in heart.
We all wake up not wanting day to start. Even if you're born cubicle monkey, don't know how make up. Receptacle relate to you, we not so far apart.
You all know how it go. You're sit and you're wait for driver butler, and driver butler no show up. And you are wonder, am I yell too much? Am I too mean at driver butler? Why are they no show up? Why is pain and heart grow and grow? Finally, after enough time of sit around, you get fed up and you call driver butler and you say, why? Why are you leave me all alone? And driver butler says, you'll never tell me that I am has to pick you up. I am not mind reader. And I am saying to driver butler, you're not telling me you're not mind reader. And now I am feel sad and betray and silly and dumb. And that is how I feel because, well, you know,
we all have pain receptors in our. We all wake up not wanting day to start. Even if you're boring cubicle monkey, don't know how make up. Receptacle relate to you, we're not so far apart.
So there I am, in front of large amassed chunk of fan base who has come to believe I am the next coming of Christ. And I am giving a very moving speech about the value of sacrificing their time and effort and money and lives to a receptacle, obviously. And one of them says, oh, I thought this was the Dungeons and Dragons game. And I say, what? And they say, why have you not brought the Doritos? And I said, what are you talking of? And they say to me, hey, DM, I have rolled up the natural one. And I say, no, I am natural 10 out of 10 of sexy time, obviously. And I say, good session, see you next week. And I said, no, Liv, I smite you. And I couldn't even get them all to agree on the next time to meet because of work schedules. For the love of God. And you know, that is why
we all have pain receptors in our. We all wake up not wanting day to start. Even if you're born cubicle monkey, don't know how make up. Receptacle relate to you, we're not so far apart.
So let me paint for you scene now. Receptacle is just do great show, so we are have big super bash after parties. So many people show up, and one particular audience sexy person is chatting me, and there's chemistries and sparks and all things that is to make explosions. And I am thinking, oh, this is good. I am get to have smash banging time with very sexy person all night, possibly into morning and next day. But then very sexy audience is like, I am yawn, I am need sleep, has to get up early for to wash hair and teach small children at orphanage. And I am saying, it's okay. I will find you next time, receptacle in town. And then, not problem for me, because I am find other sexy person for to make smash banging with. But then I look around, and all of fan are left to make smash banging with other one. And now I'm sad, because we are pain receptors in heart. We all wake up not wanting day
Even if you're born cubicle monkey, don't know how make God. Receptacle relate to you, we're not so far apart. So it's a classic dilemma of all very fancy time sexy ladies have to deal with. One of very, very many number of obsessed suitors wanting to be wed of me, obviously. And so they try to make the grand proposal to me. So there I am, covered in gifts and jewels from very attractive debonair people. And they give to me big, giant diamond ring, and they say to me, oh my gosh, you're the one I love you so much, want to spend all my life with you, please, to be marrying of me. And I say to them, oh yes, these gifts are nice, but I look closer at the ring, and I notice it. It is a champagne diamond, and everyone knows I only like the pink champagne diamonds. Art and don't understand. So no, everyone can have a pink champagne diamond. Anyway, I know they are not worried of marriage time, so I say no, not be of marrying. It's clearer than diamond, it's clearer than professionally hand-washed window of Porsche other lover has given to me that this is not going to work out. Anyway, I kept the ring. But that's why we all have pain receptors in heart. We all wake up not wanting day to start. Even if you're born cubicle hungry, don't know how they got. Receptacle relate to you, we're not so far apart. So even if pain receptor make you want booze and drugs, you can do anything you want as long as you are not compete with us.
Well done. Well, sad song. First, now I am to get more sexy. Okay, are you ready or not? Rawr. Rawr. I throw
I am
at you
always.
because I am love you. So now, audience, Andy Hostman is telling you. Hold on, I must get breaths. Andy Hostman? What our audience want song about?
What our audience of wanting song about for to writing for us?
The audience wants a song about Florida Man.
He's a very nice man. I know his name of Minnesota's town.
Wasn't he the last comic?
Oh, I think they're talking about crazy Florida's man.
Wasn't he the last comic?
I think they are talking about your ex-Florida man.
Wasn't he the last?
Your has feelings for Florida's man, so?
I think I already have too many feelings. Do you have feelings?
I can pretend I can have feelings.
Okay, you pretend.
Okay, so Florida's man.
I am doing up the background for you.
All right. I am come from land of Gator, Disney and crazy. I am come from land of crazy, and no one can save me. I will rob your Burger King, I will burn down gas station, I will do anything you can fucking up that you Florida man. Florida man. Frankenstein scandal. Maybe you do not know how to end you anything. That don't matter cause you Florida man, Florida man, Florida man. You will do what the fuck you can, Florida man, Florida man, Florida man. Gators. And it's the end of the song.
Me.
That was pretty good. Other one, obviously.
Well, thank you, other one. I'm glad you are like Florida Man song.
I like Florida Man.
Yes, we are no. This is why we are getting no longer tours to Miami's. All Florida's Miami's, man. They're like, other one, other one, other one. And I say, what did they say? No, get out of the way.
Good times.
It is 4 of them.
Yeah.
We are want to make up one more, other one?
Yes, for to one more. You have suggestion, host man over there? Are you from Florida?
I would like the internet. By internet means me. I would like another song about Big Smash Bang.
Big Smash Bang. Oh, it's for.
You want me to take this one?
Yes, I am for two
Since I do
backgrounds.
so much more than you, obviously.
Oh, well, you are. Look, it's not competitions for Smash Bang because we are figuring out years ago you are win, okay?
Isn't it the competition?
Why are you trying to make Pain Receptor go off?
Because more inspiration for song, other one, obviously.
Okay, fine, you're right, but it's tiring.
Yeah, I am tired too. It's okay.
It's from all Smash Bangings?
It's from all the Smash Bangings, yeah.
Other one Smash Bang, very much.
Okay, I will do for you very wholesome song about the Smash Bang.
I have to go back.
Sometimes you meet the one at big party where you both are drunk. You look into her eyes and see.
What do you see? Tell me.
You are perfect romance for smash banging.
Smash banging.
So you hold her hand and lead her away.
Follows me as sexy persons now.
Several people follow you in a big game.
Oh, too many people.
'Cause they all want to get on that good shit.
Who don't want on the good shit?
So you fucking show them how to do it.
How to do it.
Like smash, banging, like
Smash, banging. Boom, 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 boom.
You're like, hey, fucker from middle school, how do you like me now?
Yeah, how do you like me, Jeremy? Fuck you, Jeremy.
I told you I could get many girls, you fucking asshole. I fucking told you.
Yeah. Oh, what you do now? You work at gas station? Oh, bitch.
I made her come like 3 times. You'll never even do once.
You're not even know how to go, Jeremy.
Smash, bang. Smash, bang. Smash, bang. It's lovingly. Smash, bang. Smash, bang. Make sure you know where the clitoris is.
This is end of song. Do not forget I have solos in this one after Christmas.
Okay. I we have another song for you. Is famous one. I know you've heard it before, and you've always requested it because we are the most famous band in all land forever times. So, yes, woo your faces off, obviously, for Receptacle. Get into Receptacle. This last song is most famous tune, right? Other one?
Yes, his famous song for. Look, we all know that people have hard life, and sometimes you just want to live life, but then you can't live life because someone decides come around and set rules and tell you, oh, you can't do things you want to do. You cannot live best happy life. Other one who is bad person come around tell us.
Man in uniform.
Man in uniform.
Listen closely. They say, here is pizza, where is cash?
What is this of that you ask?
If deliver pizza, you must pay.
If I give dollar, we'll go away.
Dollar not enough, you must give me more.
Damn you, man in uniform!
Damn you, man in uniform!
Damn you, man in uniform! Damn you, man in uniform! Damn you, man in uniform!
They say, excuse me, sir, have noise complaint.
But much art is in the make.
But you are waking up the neighbors.
Can't you see I'm doing favor?
3 a.m. too early for a tuba horn.
Damn you, man in uniform!
Damn you, man in uniform!
Damn you, man in uniform! Damn you, man in uniform! Excuse me, where you get that key?
I'm just looking at monkey.
Excuse me, now do you work here?
Come pet tiger, have no fear.
Can't let you animal out in the swarm.
Damn you, man in uniform!
Damn you, man in uniform!
Damn you, man in uniform!
Damn you, man in uniform! Damn you, man in uniform!
Excuse me, what you do here, bro?
I am here for halftime show.
But this is high school football game.
No, it's Super Bowl, you insane!
This is marching band, you cannot perform.
Damn you, man in uniform! Damn you, man in uniform! Damn you, man in uniform! Damn you, man in uniform!
Damn you, man in uniform!
Excuse me, how you on this ship?
Just wanted to take a trip.
What's this box is labeled gun?
It's just party favor fun.
Can't bring a cross-ocean weapon of war.
Damn you, man in uniform!
You man in uniform! Damn you, man in uniform! Damn you, man in uniform! Damn you, man in uniform!
Excuse me, citizen, what is this?
I'm just out with naked Smith.
What are lights and cameras for?
For make sure she no get bored.
This is public park, you can no shoot porn!
Damn you, man in uniform! 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 Damn you, man in uniform!
Damn you.
Show it to us.
Obviously.
That's receptacle, folks!
Yeah.
Yeah! That's receptacle. One more time. One more time. Keep off of me. That's receptacle. Receptacle. Woo! That, okay. That is our Monday night comedy show for the week. How many of you had a good time? Well, lots of you, because there are still 45 people watching tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on our 589th Monday Night Comedy Show. We do this every week, so if you liked it and had a great time, why not join us every week? Because we're going to have a great night each week, because Mondays suck and you deserve to laugh. In a world where we don't know what's coming next to try to knock us down, the best we can do is try to be kind to each other, but also to ourselves. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. November 3rd is a good fucking date to keep focused on. But you know what else is good? Tomorrow is. It's a good day too. Life is short. Stop fucking around and start living it. Stay awesome. We're going to see you next Monday, okay? Have a great week. And we're going to play, one more time, we're going to play the video that we're going to play. We're going to play Right Culture, Episode 1, Born with Advantages. In case you missed it earlier in the show, please enjoy, and we'll see you next Monday. All right. I also want to thank all the performers. Here we go.
Put down your disease, you knew how to breathe with no one to teach you. You're so into me, you're so into me, you know how I treat you. There's nothing left of me outside the machine but a criminal. But I'm an imperialist and nothing to say, it's cause I'm born with advantages now. What's harmful to me, I'm armed to the teeth, and know I can take you. There's blood in my guts and nuts on my trucks and guns in a safe school. There's nothing left of me that's harder to see than invisible. And I'm trying to keep colorblind so I won't have to see other sides. Yeah, cause I'm an American, I'm an American. I'm an American, I'm an American. I'm an American, and I'm born with advantages, nah. But you can't guilt a man, convince what he has, he built with his hands. And you ain't never gonna take it away. Cause I believe that it's probably pandemic God is keeping my property safe from my bill. The little devil's only one in vain. But not more than enough, there's only so much to need. Well, I'm so close to winning, almost all the time. I just like feeling totally free. You know that's why people are over-policed. I'm a persecuted type now, cause I'm an American, baby. I'm an American, baby. I'm an American, and I'm proud to be loud and arrogant, cause I'm born with advantages, nah. Put down what you read, the people that lead you, feed you the fake news. The science is clear, the bias is there to try and make true. There's nothing left. And I happily make room for you. Everything and look and act like I'm American. I'm an American, baby. I'm an American, baby. I'm an American, just defending what I'm inherited. Cause I'm born with advantages, nah. Don't think that impressive enough to know how I don't think that I'm even impressive enough to know how I don't think that I'm even impressive enough to know how because I'm born with intelligence. Nah.
Citizens of the planet, the Monday Night Comedy Show is the longest-running comedy showcase in the Twin Cities. Our choices have sometimes been questionable.
This goes out to all those people who didn't believe in me when I was just starting out. Now I'm going viral.
We were once called the weirdest show in town, and over the years, we lost some of that. We're happy to announce that bringing the weird back to the MNCS is an item on our to-do list. We ask that you take a chance and watch us each week at 8 p.m. Central. We're not only going to bring you a safe and fun way to see performers from all over the metro area, but all over the country and the world. We are the Monday Night Comedy Show. We've been doing this for over 13 years, so we almost sort of have an idea of how this works. Stay awesome and see you Monday.
Oh, are we live? All right.
Has become unstable.
Nice to have you here. Hope you're doing fine. There are a lot of crazies out here these days. Yep, you're one of them. I know, you're looking at me and thinking, you're one to talk. But I mean, seriously, I'm just wearing a really effective mask. So you could just call this rehearsal. You see, this shit that's going on all around us is probably gonna get way fucking worse before it gets better. That's usually the case in these situations. Nobody really sees it coming, and even when they do see it coming, they pretend like they don't see it coming. I mean, there'll be more firestorms, more tornadoes, and more hurricanes all at once from left, right, underneath you, above you. Yeah, more gun-toting, self-proclaimed militia groups. We'll have all kinds of names. We already got things like the Boohaloos, you know. We're going to have more freedom fighters and the militia of righteous, comedic rock and roll. I don't know. Believe me, there'll be more and more conspiracy, how do you even say this shit anymore? More conspiracy theories about everything from vaccines that are gonna implant chips in your body, not potato chips or Doritos, like tiny little nano bite things, you know, they're gonna get up there in your brain. Oh, here's a good one. There are gonna be religions that call out tofu-loving vegans. They're gonna call them out saying you're actually eating Soylent Green.
You're gonna tell them Soylent Free these people!
So I propose we start getting ready for this semi-quarantine boring apocalypse to pick up the pace and release the hounds of hell and bust a move on our way of life a little deeper still. I'm serious. Pretending this shit's gonna get normal or new normal is the real crazy. So stop waiting around for it, because you ain't gonna get it. So I'm sorry. This is just the entree. The entree, I mean. The main course is gearing up for its national release. I mean, think of this pandemic and this divisive nature that's come upon us in society as just a little pop-up that tells you what the movie is about. The world is in chaos as multi-billionaires play worldwide monopoly at the expense of everything and everyone, while everyone willingly signs over their freedoms and blames each other as they trip and fall down multiple rabbit holes where facts are lies, and scientists, doctors, teachers, and basically anyone trying to save us from ourselves are declared by that secret society of perverted reptiles enemies of the state.
So buckle up, snowflakes and batshit crazies, and let's get this show on